Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a good day.
We might have found the one today, y'all, with Stirling Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
And on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They would love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, we wanted to talk about the EDTs, or Eau de Toilettes, they have over at Stirling.
So EDTs have 12-13% oil concentration. EDPs can go up to 20 or even a little bit more. We think this sits somewhere in the middle because as an EDT, this is a little stronger than you would expect. And y'all, if you have a favorite Stirling soap scent, these are a little bit more full-bodied, a little bit more intense, and they stay on you all day long. What do you think of my Ravager Musk one that we just got?
There's layers in this as it dries down that I think you don't get in just the splash. So it is kind of nice to go for that next tier with the EDTs.
And I love how this is as close to Obsession for Men, the vintage one, that I have found so far in this entire hobby. Rod Mandy, I loved this one. And what is our soap today?
We have a Stirling Mini for you all. It is Stirling 1.
Well, let's meet this one. All right, y'all, from the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
What is this scent based on? Let me think. Crochet a banana? Nah, that's not it. Croquet in Havana? Nah, can't be. Oh yeah, Dolce & Gabbana, that's the one. If you're unfamiliar, this scent has top notes of bergamot, coriander, and basil. The middle notes bring in cardamom, ginger, and neroli, while the base notes create a very masculine trace of cedar, ambergris, and tobacco.
You know, sometimes when you hear the top notes, you know where it's going. Then you read the middle notes, and it takes kind of a turn, and then by the time it gets to the ambergris and tobacco, you're like, how in the world is this going to come together? But apparently it comes together quite well because this is quite a beloved scent and I'm kind of excited to take it out of the box. All right, y'all, so constant viewers will know that both Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements and Stirling Soap Company do a little reconnaissance around the holiday season. Phoenix releases their Advent calendar, floating 12 brand new scents and splashes or revisitations from ghosts of Christmas past to the present community to see what might be coming in a full-size soap and splash in the year to come. And Stirling on Black Friday releases small 3-ounce sizes of 8 or 9 different brand new scents or homages just to see what we all might think about them, with little splashes to match. So y'all, Arance Mandarini and Outdoor Man have already made their way into full sizes from this collection, and who knows what this one might have in store. We'll know a little better, though, when we have our first impression. All right, I'm curious whether it's going to be those beautiful citrusy top notes or those lovely ambergris-esque base notes that are going to be what jump out at you first. So take it in.
I think it's supposed to be a little more masculine, though, of like
right,
the one itself. So,
all right, here we go.
There's the 4. There's still room to tub load in there if you want.
Foxy.
Okay, going in.
A little bit familiar. What are you getting?
Vaguely, but you're right. It does take a little bit of a turn. I like the beginning intro top notes. Familiar. Then mid notes start to be like, oh, I don't know this as much as I thought I did. And then it keeps going. And I'm kind of glad that they put this color on the outside. Like I do get kind of like a khaki tan kind of color. Like it doesn't go super dark, but it does have a masculine-ish thing.
Well, see, my brain remembers it as pinky. Kind of. So I'm excited to get to know this. Is it a little bit more masculine than the ones we covered before?
Yes,
maybe?
it definitely, it starts off with more of the citruses and then it kind of takes a turn to where it becomes more masculine.
Gotcha.
The mid zone in this chunk, it's not that it's darker and it's a mid, but there's something in there that I cannot nail down. Like my nose feels like it's on a search and find. Like I can't figure out what that is. If it's a wood, if it's a spice, if it's more of a musk. But there's something new in the middle that I don't think we've smelled before.
Sweet.
Not that it's a bad thing or anything. My brain just is like, wait, hold on a second. Like, I almost feel like I got a whiff of, like, a sandpaper smell.
Right.
Could there, like, a canvasy thing?
Sure.
I don't know.
British leather to me smells like a jacket that's been left out in the rain for 2.5 years. So who knows what the nose loves, you know what I mean?
feel like I can tell it's not a scent that just came out this year.
Right.
Like there's something in it that's kind of more of a throwback, but it's almost finding masculine in a new way without going super dark, but going more for like a texture maybe?
Sure. Now, keeping in mind that whale poop is basically on the scent note list, is that thing you're finding in the middle a little squinchy?
I don't know if squinchy's the right word. I think I just can't nail down what it is.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's just new to me. I don't know how to file it.
Gotcha.
Which is a good thing to have happen. And I think that's why it's known as the one. Like there's something in it that does have an original kind of vibe to it that I don't think we've had in a lot of our homages. And I'm trying to figure out what that is.
That's interesting because we've just done a couple of Acqua di Gio episodes. I feel like Acqua di Gio is exactly what our expectations are, just turned up and made a little more clever. Like when your brain thinks beautiful, clean, out of the shower, citrusy, aquatic, Acqua di Gio, exactly what you want. But sometimes perfumers build things in there that your brain has no idea how to find. It might even take you months or years to really wrap your nose around what's happening. So I'm kind of getting the sense that this may not be designed to be familiar. It may be more designed to be a personality or a new, intriguing kind of scent, yeah?
Yeah, like it's not that it's not clean. It's definitely clean, and I feel like if you put this on after a shower or whatever, it would be a scent that kind of attaches to you somehow. Like there's something in the middle of this that I think would combine with more of a masculine natural scent.
Gotcha.
Like something musky-ish it's more clean laundry, but still a little dapper in the middle, maybe.
Nice.
It's funny, I don't think we've had that many from Dolce & Gabbana. Like we're still trying to get to know their perfume house in a way. So if that's kind of what this is based on, maybe that's more the intriguing side is it's not more the Creed side. It's not more some of the other ones we have. There's something at the beginning that almost approaches a maple syrupy kind of thing, or maple wood. Like it has more masculine side to it. I really tried not to remember the scent notes as I read them, so I could just be pulling this from nowhere. But there's something that feels like it came from nature, but it was brought to the perfumer's lens to use in this, in creating a masculine, but in a new way.
Gotcha.
So when you get your nose on this, maybe you can help me, but there's something in the middle that it doesn't go too dark, but it does have a little gentler, sweeter side that's kind of mixed in there.
Right. Now, what's the spine of it? Is it a little bit more of the citruses from the top, or a little bit more of the tobaccos and darks from the bottom?
Oh, tobacco. If that was one of the words, maybe that would help me kind of in the middle here. But the tops kind of disappear pretty quickly, so I don't think it's in that side. It leads you in, but then they're gone. Then they're sending you to the next mid zone, and that part is kind of like more the woodsy kind of thing. But now that you said tobacco, maybe that kind of turns into more of the natural side. But it's used different than I would have assumed, like to nail down tobacco right away.
Gotcha.
So maybe more of like the dried leaves side, and that's kind of approaching the woodsy zone. But there's something in the middle. It's not as dark as I thought it would be. Like it stays in that lighter kind of this color. It doesn't go very dark.
All right, I'm ready to take this in. I remember this is like a pinky kind of sunrise, so I'm excited to find the darker notes that are hiding in this scent.
I don't know if it's darker, but I don't think it's pink. So see what you think.
Oh. Yeah, this is not the face that I'm used to in those other two that we reviewed. This is more of a balanced character. In those, the lights are really what endured in the soap. I got a ton of the bergamot. I got a ton of those beautiful citruses swirling around on top. And as the notes descended, they kind of went away for me in those other two soaps that we smelled. This one, I'm being met equally with those base notes on the top notes. It's kind of having that John Varvatos kind of a balance for me going on from one of the others in this collection. Yeah, my nose was unfamiliar with the darks in this, and now that it's got them, I totally get that tug of war that's happening and why it was pink, because that is just about as high as you can go for citruses for me, is that cotton candy kind of a sense to it, and then that being pulled against by something way more masculine, way more rugged in the base, like this tobacco. There you go. Something golden and right there in the mids as far as intensity goes, kind of right there in the mids as far as the spine goes. I can feel the tobacco rising up to meet those citruses. This is lovely. Hold on. Let me see if I can figure out like what centered this is.
Right. It's kind of hard to tell. And maybe that's on purpose.
Okay. So it's not the citruses there to sweeten up the tobacco. It's the other way around. It's the florals. I said it. Tiny bit of them in here hiding, I think. When we go back to the scent notes, I'll know for sure. Meeting with sort of the fruity notes and the citrusy notes to give them a hug, widen them, make them spicier, give them a little bit more of a personality, a little more depth. It's not the other way around. It's not the lights supporting the darks. It's the darks supporting the lights. So this is like a white spotlight in a dark room. And it approaches the spiciness of a Creed. Think like Outdoor Man, those kind of things. But there's something that arrests the ruggedness and turns it back into a sweet sense before it gets that rugged. Doesn't take it gourmand by any sense of the imagination. But there is a sweetness to this that is a little akin to what you'd find in a freshie. The musks in here have kind of a soapy quality to them. So like a Galaxoline or a Fix-A-Line kind of thing going on in here. Lovely, clean laundry. Humid kind of a sense to the musks. It's kind of like you're standing in a town square during an ice cream social and there's a wisp of tobacco on the breeze. Like, that's the sense this gives me. Beautiful, calming. And yet it does have that light, adventurous side to it. I wonder what made them call it the one.
Yeah, that's why I was curious if there was like a specific scent note that made it like a new thing. I don't know. There's something intriguing about it, but you can't figure out what that is.
Or if this is something that perfumes had never done before by blending these extreme lights with these mid-darks.
I don't know.
Who knows? All right, y'all. Time to go back and look at these scent notes. And would you like us to build a lather? All right, well, just one. All right, y'all, back to the sales page at stirlingsoap.com. We start with top notes of
bergamot, coriander, and basil.
Basil is inspired. Y'all, I kind of tried blending basil with spearmint, thinking it would give it a nice little bassy grassiness.
Right.
It didn't. It kind of took it over. This is brilliant how this is being done. And then down into the middle notes, we bring you
another spice, cardamom, ginger, and neroli.
That's funny. This is like a slot machine that's giving me random stuff.
Because if those are 3 by 3.
How those are going to go together either. Okay, so cardamom is that beautiful, almost like warm sweater spice that Douglas puts in his coffee. Ginger is kind of high and bracing. It almost burns my nose if I get up too close to raw ginger. And then neroli, an orange blossom.
Maybe that's the more gentle, sweet floral thing we were getting, like the clean side we were getting.
And maybe this is the one, because these scent notes should not be friends, but I'm just smelling a love fest going on.
Yeah, because like if you look at the top, it's a fruit or a citrus, and then it's a spice, and then it's an herb.
Right.
And then the second one, we got like an herb, another kind of spice happening, and then a floral.
And then the only thing that makes sense is diving down here into the base notes where we've got cedar, ambergris, and tobacco. Finally, something that makes sense. A wood, poop, and tobacco.
A little more on the masculine-ish, maybe?
Right. And I don't think either one of these tiers is jumping out as the star. I think these are all in such a beautiful balance. I'm having trouble finding the spine.
Yeah, because when you asked me earlier about the spine, I'm like, they just keep moving. Like there's movement to this scent.
Right.
But if you look at those 3 sets of 3, there's like one in each that could kind of work, and then one that sort of kind of makes sense. But maybe that's the charm of it, is how they just keep interacting as you take your whiff or the dry downs. For
a lighter personality. Even when I put on Tobacco Road, I feel like I have to act a little more sophisticated than I am. This is light, summery, breezy, fun, and let's put some water in it.
Yeah.
So, y'all, this is her new Stirling brush from Stirling Soap Company. A beautiful piece of hardware and a bargain at twice the price. How's the backbone on that?
You know, it has a great splay, but it still has a backbone. Usually you kind of get one more than the other, but this one really has a good little splay action, but I can feel where it goes, which is nice.
And I'm going to grab about an almond size of this soap and put it into our no-nonsense 22-gauge stainless steel bowl from Pete Hendricks at HC&C. This was a gift at the very beginning of our journey, and I loved it so much I went out and bought my own the next day in blue.
Yep.
And our first goal here, this is where some of you are going to think we are just completely crazy, is to make a thin layer of that soap on the bottom of the bowl, because our first goal is not to build a lather or make bubbles. Our first goal is to draw this soap onto those bristles. Then those bristles are what's going to build your lather. Little baptism from the Sean and Julie Memorial Bougie Sprayer just to get the surface of the soap wet. We're going to let the rest of the water hang out there at the bottom of the bowl. We're going to use it later. All right. Why don't you describe for the boys and girls what's going to happen here in your bowl?
So we take our dry brush over to where the soap's at in the bowl, start going one direction, get it on the bristles there, and then start circling it the other way. And then when you feel like it's not really getting onto those bristles anymore, you take your brush and you turn it about 25% and go for that same thing. One direction, soaking it up. Other, just trying to get all the soap onto the little bristles here. And same idea. Once it feels like it's not actually grabbing any more of that soap, turn the brush.
It's almost gone from the bottom of the bowl, because most of the lather is going to be built by the brush, either on your face, on your legs, in the bowl, or in a tub. Now comes the magic moment. Now with all the soap loaded onto those bristles, she's going to go down, collect the water, bring that into the conversation, and start building the lather. You notice we don't start with giant bubbles this way. We start with smaller bubbles. Tiny bubbles. In the wild. After the 9th time I sang that on the show, one of our Whiffpeck members said his dad used to sing that song all the time. Y'all, we just happened to take a glance at the original scent notes for Dolce & Gabbana's The One, and they list grapefruit rather than bergamot, but I think they're wrong.
And we did check to see what year this came out because honestly, we were floored, but it says 2008.
I think there might be a little correlation between this and Sweet Stuff
Maybe.
from Stirling. That's looking beautiful.
Yeah.
Peaks and valleys, yogurt
Nice.
consistency, tiny bubbles in the
For
wine.
those who like to see
Look at
it.
that, y'all. With an almond-sized soap. It's an embarrassment. Really. All right, y'all. This is something you only find here at the Barbershop Duet. This is the one singular sensation with on 3, 1, 2.
Oh, I do feel like things changed a little bit.
There's less pokies.
Yeah.
In this, the citrus balanced out, and what I'm now thinking is grapefruit kind of eased into something a little bit more bergamotish.
Yeah, I can kind of get the ambergris in this one now, but not just like kind of at the end of the whiff. The spices lead me to it.
We got to try adding a little ambergris to our barbershop. I'm thinking this can do magical things.
We shall see.
And y'all, we love watching our lathered Yeti and seeing how that lather coats and covers his face. And while we don't do shaving like Chris does, we do want to show you what happens when this Stirling lather hits a moneymaker. Y'all, if somebody you love is still using Barbasol, would you just get them a small sample size of this, please, and see what they think? I didn't used to be a fan of grapefruit, but I'm really appreciating the way that dry grapefruit scent is kind of creeping in on this.
I feel like there is a lane for this type of masculine scent, though, and I'm trying to figure out how to explain what that is.
Not a freshie, like what would you call it?
No, because I get why they chose this color. Like, this really does make sense to me, but it doesn't mean that it's a vanilla scent, but I feel like it's kind of one of those scents that will morph with your personality.
Right,
a
a best friend scent.
It kind of, there's something in it that reminds me of a classic aftershave, but if that was turned into more of a cologne.
Right.
The spices, the woods, there's something in that part that aren't too, like, in your face.
And I know this is for guys, but it's got delightful feminine edges to it. I do not think it would be out of place on you.
Yeah, I still feel like I'd rather smell it on a man than myself, though.
And y'all, I think I forgot to carry the one. Why don't we take this down a little bit deeper? All right, where does it take you? Where does it whisk you away to?
I feel like it's a cooler afternoon. It's not winter or fall, though. Like, I feel like it's more spring. Like, the sunshine is out. This is more of a daytime thing for me. And kind of coastal. Not that there's any marine notes in it, but I feel like that fresh breeze is coming with a little freshness that comes scent-wise as well.
Right. And there is a maturity to this. There's a grown-up sense to this. This is not a Mr. Rogers. This is not a LeVar Burton scent. This is somebody a little bit more serious about life, a little bit more of a rugged side to them, a little bit firmer of a handshake, if you know what I mean.
I feel like this isn't like a younger dude either. Like, I don't think he just started shaving. There's a little years of experience under your belt by now.
And yet there's that little approachable scent in the top that will open the door if this person does absolutely need to speak to you. And I feel like there's a nod to his friendliness in the florals, in the sweets in this, so it's not totally rugged, but love that sort of serious nature to this scent.
Yeah, there's just a character to it. But it's not an in-your-face character. But I feel like there's a story that goes along with this whiff somehow.
This guy's not going to play hooky from work.
I don't think
not
so.
Today.
He may want to, but...
Not today.
So heads up when you pour these mini ones out. They come out a little faster than the normal Stirling aftershave splashes do.
Okay, on it. Oh.
I was wondering if this might happen.
Hold on.
This has happened a few times by the time we've gotten to the splash. Like,
it
whoa,
has.
hold on.
Not often, but a few times where the soap robs the scent of some super critical scent notes because of the nature of soap. And I think it happens more in tallow soaps. Listen to my face. Not that tallow soaps take away the intensity of the oil, but much like putting oil on human skin, it has a bit of a random effect on the oils and on what scents it lets burst through and which ones it hoards for itself. Douglas and Fran often say this is a one-dimensional scent. This is 3 dimensions. I think I'm getting it. I think I now know why this scent is not done a little bit more often. I think there are absolutely critical things about it that the soap is unable to translate because this splash is absolutely incredible. Let's do this a little bit differently. I'm going to put this on and then have you smell me, okay? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it got a lot more clean, crisp, dapper kind of thing. Those citruses are staying with the whiff.
Saying the darks went a little bit darker, but a little bit less intense, and let all of the lights come forward in their full personalities.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Now this almost smells a little more familiar. Like I might have smelled it on someone, or even, back in the day when it came in your magazine tab and you got a whiff of stuff. I feel like it's something like, oh, I guess I might have smelled this.
That sourness to the grapefruit that was in this is gone. It's been shaved off, and something in the tobacco has come full circle to join it back at the top. This splash is wild.
It is not as rugged as it was.
100%. 100%.
That went away.
I was saying like 80% rugged before. This is back to like 40 or 50.
And the mids here are definitely staying a little more vocal in a good way. Like, I do feel like the spine of this is now a little bit more that woodsy, spicy zone with some spices, heavier at the bottom, brighter citruses at the top.
Yep. And there's a tiny bit of a bubble bath hiding in this for the end of your day.
The men's bubble bath.
You're going to end it clean and comforted.
Now, I do feel like this could be from the 2000s. Like, earlier it was hard to tell. Like, I almost thought it was a little more 70s. Like, there was just a fun throwbacky kind of thing happening. Now, no, 2008 makes a lot more sense. Honestly, we were looking at the website because these are about to go away. So we wanted to see, there is an EDT available for this one. And that's kind of why we chose to open this one today. Because if we wanted the EDT, now we'd know.
I have loyalty points!
There's almost like a fresh leathery scent here too.
Yeah,
I feel like I could have just walked into Nordstrom's and they've got like the fragrance aisle. Like there's something in this that you know right away you're meant to get a whiff of and keep enjoying that throughout the day.
Right. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Cassie. Broadway phenomenon. Now auditioning for a small part in the chorus. Well, the director, choreographer Zach, he's not going to be real happy about that, especially because he used to date you as well. And he's kind of got your best interest at heart, but you're going to dance so well, and everybody else at that audition is going to love you so much that there is a chance that you will end up as the singular sensation and get your own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with the one. You know what this is for me? A little bit reminiscent of the Man series. That dry herbiness that are inside of a lot of those creeds is here, but this goes just a couple of more ticks in the sweeter, more jovial direction. And the base, come on, it's a Stirling soap. It's one of the 3 best shaves I ever had in my life. Rod and Mandy, thank you so much for this, and we will be back in the next couple of weeks to experience your new sharp-dressed man and compare it to the original. Stay tuned. Welcome to Messages.
So for our November giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Barrister and May.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first December episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
So am I going to still have loyalty points at the end of the day, or you think we're going to go grab the EDT of this thing?
I'm kind of surprised. That change here, now I'm almost even more intrigued to see what the EDT has. I gotta admit.
Well, it's funny, a little look behind the scenes. All 3 versions of this that we have in the soap do smell remarkably similar compared to what else is jumping out in that. So I think I'm right about my hypothesis that the soap occasionally eats little parts of the scent notes and drags them down with it, but you can find them again in the splash in their full character and quality. That's what's happening here, and isn't that nice? Because the splash is what you keep on you the rest of the day.
I do have to say, all of these Stirling minis have really helped educate us in fun ways. Like, we know that Rod and Manny take their time to pick the oils that they feel like matches the OG version in the best way possible.
They buy the OGs, they write them off, gangsters.
But I feel like it's helping us find those little holes in our scent journey that we didn't know that we needed. Like, this is 2008.
Yes.
It's fun to go back and see, like, even all of the different sport ones we've gotten and other stuff. Like, I feel like I'm finally catching up to all those years that we were not paying attention to scent, that we can finally get our noses on things that fill the little lanes we were missing somehow.
How else would I ever get my nose on John Varvatos vintage? You know what I mean? Thank you, Rod and Mandy, for having the noses you do and understanding ours to the depths that you do.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.